Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 18th of January 2020 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Monday Night Raw. I thought tonight's show was, for all intensive purposes, a lame duck show. I thought nothing of note actually really took place on this show. The only thing we learned from this show is that they believe that McIntyre will be cleared and ready to go of COVID by next Monday, and that Alexa Bliss is in the Royal Rumble. Other than that, nothing that built really much of anything happened on tonight's show. So this might be a quick review. Just saying. But with that, I do want to say thank you for joining me here live, whether you're watching twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited or youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. If you're watching on Twitch, remember, you can support us a couple of different ways. You can support us with that donation by hitting that donation button down below. You can support us with a donation of Twitch bits here on Twitch or with a subscription, because if you subscribe to the channel, that really helps us keep this all going. And remember, you can subscribe one of two different ways, either with a tiered subscription with money or for free with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. And that gives you one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to support throughout the month. And we would greatly appreciate it if that one Twitch channel you supported was us here at PW Unlimited. Also, if you're watching over on YouTube, remember, you can support us a couple of different ways as well. You can support us on YouTube with a super chat or super sticker donation. All super chat donations do get read live on the air, or you can become a channel member. As the channel member, you get free you get some cool perks there. You get to use special emojis in the live chat, and you get early access to some new content that we will be having coming out later this week. Actually, we got a piece about WrestleMania coming out maybe either Friday or next Monday. And when it comes out, either Friday or Monday, I'm not sure when I'm going to have it done by. It'll be out early access for our Patreon, patreon.com/PW Unlimited, and for our channel members here on Twitch or on YouTube. So, a little incentive, get some cool new videos early if you become a member. But with that, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. And, well, Monday Night Raw kicked off with a tribute to Martin Luther King Jr., as they do every year on MLK Day. I'm just going to say it right now. Vince has said this in the past. Martin Luther King, one of his heroes. He has said that in the past. That's why they play the Martin Luther King tribute every year. A different one most years, because this was a new video, but that's why they do it before every Raw on MLK Day. So we then get this weird video, and it's a figure in a dark room. We know this figure's Randy Orton, so we can hear his voice, and you can see, you know the shape of Randy Orton's freaking dome. Anyways, starts cutting this promo in a dark room, and eventually we see that he's wearing a mask similar to Mr. Wrestling 2. You can see that the burn marks on his nose and around his mouth, but they're just so. Of course, it's only makeup, but what made this so funny is, so his eyes are open on the mask, his mouth is open on the mask, and his nose is sticking out on the mask. And when the mask moves around, you can see where the makeup stops, as far as they just make up the outline of the openings on the mask. But the promo he cut was really good. I really liked Randy Orton's promo here. They also played replays in the background of different things that have been going on with Randy Orton over the past month or two. Orton says that he doesn't blame Alexa Bliss for what happened. He blames the Fiend. He knew everyone in the locker room was happy to see his face get burnt to a crisp. But even chopping off all the limb, but that's not going to stop him. He said doing this, people think he's now out of the Royal Rumble, but he is in the Royal Rumble. He said that he will be cleared to go as long as the pain is not too much for him. The pain doesn't bother him. He said, you can cut off all my limbs and I won't withdraw from the Royal Rumble. I will win the Royal Rumble. Not only can I tolerate the pain, but I enjoy the pain. Orton then lit a match and blew it out as the segment ended. Orton would also say that he will main event WrestleMania. I thought this was long but effective and probably the best thing on the show tonight. With that, they announced that Goldberg will... So they announced, per se, that Goldberg is going to be a guest of Miz and Morrison on the dirt sheet. And with saying that, the announcers kept saying, we don't know how they got Goldberg. We don't know how they acquired such a great guest in Goldberg, but they're assuring us that Goldberg will be on their show tonight. And I go, okay, it's not really Goldberg. They wouldn't keep saying that if it was really Goldberg, to be honest. Charlie Caruso caught up with Lacey Evans and Ric Flair earlier in the day as they showed up to the building together. Evans was appalled by the questions of Charlie Caruso. And then she asked, what is the nature of your guys' relationship? Evans said that there's a reason Rick is called the dirtiest player in the game. And she was with him to learn from the greatest ever that stepped into the ring. Rick had a look on his face that was like, now, correct me if I'm wrong here. Rick had a look on his face like he's being held hostage. Like, she's making him do whatever she's making him do. Like, he's got no say. Like, he's the old guy that can't defend himself against the young person and just has to go along with it. Like, please help me. She's torturing me. I don't know what to do, but I can't get away. Like, kind of deal. Like, for some reason, Rick just... It's like when you see on the cop shows and stuff. There's a show on ABC called The Rookie with Nathan Fillion. And recently there was an episode where they were going around this apartment complex and they heard this old lady say, help me, help me. And they walk in and she's tied down. And apparently her son had tied her down because she's got dementia and Alzheimer's and can't take care of herself. And I'm not saying Rick's got all that either, but Rick had the same look this old lady did when they said, why did your son do this to you? And it was more like, I don't know. Because the lady in the show goes, my son said he did this for my own good. I don't really know why, though. And Rick had the same look on his face like, I'm just doing what Lacey tells me because she says that's what's best for me, but I don't know if it's right. So that's where my mind went with Ric Flair in this segment. Just saying. Probably wrong, but that's the vibe I got from the face Rick was given. Just saying. Anyways, Lacey Evans then said that her and Rick will be watching as her tag team partner Peyton Royce, and don't get me started on that one, takes on Charlotte Flair tonight. Like, they broke up Peyton because reportedly Vince thought Peyton was going to be a big star, big single star, only to put her in a tag team basically a month later and just say, oh, yeah, we want to go for the tag titles. We want the tag titles. Like, what the They should have just kept the Iconics together. They really should have. So Royce attacks Charlotte Flair. She's making her way down to the ring, which led to a break. The match began after the break. So they let Charlotte get her wits about her, and then the match starts. Royce took over early, and after Charlotte chopped her down. Charlotte came back, though, with a neck breaker. As Charlotte went for the cover, Royce kicked out, and Ric Flair's music would hit. Rick would enter down, and Evans would prance out wearing one of Ric Flair's robes. Now, here's my thing. Why the hell's Rick bringing his robe to Orlando? He ain't wrestling. He ain't wearing it on the show. So that made no sense. Anyways, I'm looking too far into things. The distraction, though, allowed Peyton Royce to hit a roundhouse kick for a near fall, which led to another commercial break. After the break, Evans and Rick were gone. Just gone. Charlotte gained some control and dared them to come back out. Royce came back with some strikes and a jumping kick for a 2. Charlotte went after Royce's leg and applied a figure 8 to pick up the submission victory. So Charlotte does pick up the win. And then after the match, the bells ring and ding, 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 and Charlotte will not break the hold till the referee finally gets her to do so. Next up, they let us know that not only will we be getting a match between Alexa Bliss and Asuka tonight, but we will be getting Alexa's Playground tonight, and Asuka will be the special guest. So, we got the Hurt Business walking in, and Matt Riddle, approaches them. Riddle said, or they start saying something to Riddle. They're being rude to him. They're like, we don't want to talk to you. We know we got a match later, blah, blah, blah. And Riddle's like, all right. I'm going to take the high road. And Benjamin goes, I marked out for this part. I popped here. Benjamin goes, I bet you would. When Riddle says, I'm going to take the high road. He said, I bet you would. Riddle then complimented their attire and their suits. He's like, I don't think anyone will call you Slobby Bobby. Bobby Lashley said that he's going to... Bobby Lashley then said he likes Riddle's flip-flops. They're bad for his feet. And Riddle goes, what do you mean they're bad for my feet? And he stomps on Riddle's foot. Riddle grabs his leg and falls down and yells, you're going to see this foot later. Right up your ass. I was like, okay, cool. It was supposed to be funny, but wasn't that funny. There was a good promo that was from Twitter that they aired on Raw tonight from Mustafa Ali. He said that Kofi Kingston's injury was an opportunity. Ali hoped that the injury would keep Kingston out of the Royal Rumble and even WrestleMania. And then Kingston will know how it feels to have his opportunity stolen from him. Now, if you don't remember, 2019, going into the Elimination Chamber, going into the gauntlet match before the Elimination Chamber, Ali was supposed to be in that for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton had a match with Ali. Ali got injured. Kofi was Ali's replacement. Kofi had an amazing showing in the gauntlet match. Fans rallied behind him. Kofi then had an amazing showing in the Elimination Chamber match, and that basically changed everything for WrestleMania. WWE shifted their WrestleMania plans for the WWE Championship, which were supposed to see Kevin Owens challenging for the title against Daniel Bryan, but they bumped that up a month at Fastlane, and then instead pushed Kofi into that spot at WrestleMania, where Kofi ultimately became WWE Champion. So Ali is now saying that he's now going to get revenge on Kofi through Xavier for what Kofi did to him 2 years ago in stealing his spot, stealing his possible WrestleMania moment. And tonight, we did see a match between Mace and Xavier Woods that went in roughly 4 minutes. Also, guys, remember, if you want to be part of the show tonight, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. Before the match, Ali yelled at Woods, so Woods punched him in the face. Retribution wanted to go after Woods, but Ali stopped them. This led to a break, which means they all just stood around for a few minutes. Also, no Mia Yim reckoning. In turn, interestingly as well, no Keith Lee, her real-life boyfriend. I'm not going to speculate on anything, but just put two and two together. No Mia, who was always at ringside with Retribution, whether she gets involved or not, and no Keith. So, I don't know if they were backstage and not used, but there's no need for Mia to not be used, at least just out there, so it looks like there's, the numbers for Retribution. Anyways, Woods was doing well as we came back from a commercial, but he kept getting distracted by Retribution. They surrounded the ring by standing on one side. Retribution decided to surround the ring instead of just standing on one side of it. They had a guy on each side. Mace then botched his own finish, though, as he picked up the pinfall victory on Xavier Woods. Not a good look for Mace. Mace had a good move in the match where he deadlift picked up Xavier. Xavier's laying on the ground. Mace picked him up with one arm and just hooked him right up. That looked good. But then Mace messed up his finisher. So Ali then wished Kingston well after the match. I'd love to see an Ali versus Kingston feud. That would be great. Kofi Kingston versus Mustafa Ali. I don't know where we get it because we don't know how long Kofi's going to be out for, but that would actually be really good. Make that your Mania match. Ali versus Kingston. Because Ali keeps saying, you stole my Mania moment. So if Kofi can come back in time for Mania, then maybe we do Kofi, Ali, Mania. Give me 1 second. All right. Sarah Schreiber caught up with Asuka in the back, and she asked her what she expected from Bliss's playground. She said, and I quote, "I don't know." And then abruptly aired a replay of what Bliss did to Orton, just randomly for some reason. And then cut back to Asuka, who seemingly didn't see this replay. And she was mid-sentence and said something about Bliss having a dark side. He then aired the WrestleMania report that we got over the weekend, announcing WrestleMania this year in Tampa, Florida, Raymond James Stadium. Next year, Dallas, Texas, well, technically Arlington, Texas, at AT&T Stadium. And next year in Los Angeles, technically Inglewood, California, at SoFi Stadium in 2 years. We saw John Cena here, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, Roman Reigns, and Sasha Banks. Oh, Paul Heyman was with Roman as well. We then got Bliss's playground. Changed it up a little bit. Not only is there just a swing set, but now there's a swing set, a slide, a rocking horse deal. Oh, and Alexa's got an imaginary friend that swings next to her. Bliss introduces her guest, Asuka. Asuka comes out and she looks like she's going to sit down. She goes, whoa, can't sit there. And so she can't sit on the other swing. Even though you would think it could be the chair for the guest. No, it's the chair for the imaginary friend. So Bliss is swinging, talking to the imaginary friend and whatnot. And Bliss says, oh, by the way, I'm entering into the Royal Rumble. You are the Raw Women's Champion. If I win the Royal Rumble, oh my God, maybe we can fight for the title at WrestleMania. I don't do this justice. Alexa's near perfect in this role, playing like the psycho, demented, also little kid. She's perfect. Like, if Alexa ever says, I'm done wrestling, she'd probably make a pretty dang good actress. I'm just saying. So, Asuka would say something about yowie wowie, and Alexa kind of freaked out and goes, I'm sorry, I didn't tell her to say that. She's talking to the imaginary friend. She's like, I'm sorry. She didn't know, she can't say that. Let's just move on. Asuka then called for her music to play and said, hey, let's dance. Let's have some fun out here. And Bliss demanded they stop. Cut the music. Bliss will then start whining to her imaginary friend. Asuka tried to cheer her up before asking if the Fiend was still here. Again, she freaked out and told the imaginary friend, it's okay. She doesn't know not to say that name. Rocking horse then began rocking. It's all on its own, and Bliss waved at it. Asuka was weirded out here and took off. So this is all right. I didn't think it was great by any means. Alexa's good in the role for what she's supposed to be doing. But I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Sarah Shriver caught up with Miz and Morrison in the back. They asked what they have in store for Goldberg tonight. They mocked her in an annoying manner. They said tonight would be controversial. Controversy created cash. The Eric Bischoff line. And Eric Bischoff was in the news this weekend talking about Goldberg. So that all ties in together. Shayna Baszler stated that she would win the Royal Rumble and she didn't care who she had to eliminate, whether that was Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, or even her own partner, Nia Jax. And Nia goes, oh, so when we go out there, it's every woman for herself? And Shayna goes, yeah, I got a match. I got to go. I can't argue with you. And they're bickering all the way out to the ring as Shayna was taking on Mandy Rose. But they got a video of Jeff Jarrett from his home. He predicted that Goldberg is going to win at the Royal Rumble. He said, we're going to see a spear. We're then going to see a jackhammer. We're going to see a 1-2-3 and a new WWE champion. We got a 3.5, 4-minute match. Shayna Baszler, Mandy Rose, Nia was on commentary. Tom Phillips wondered how these 4 women would coexist at the Rumble. Saxton had to tell him that the match isn't designed for cohesion. My first thought was these 4 women, maybe Mandy and Dana work together. Maybe Shayna and Nia work together. But Nia and Mandy or Shayna and Mandy or any combination of that ain't going to be working together. So stupid Tom Phillips. Stupid. Anyways. Rose made a brief comeback early on. Baszler put her in the Karafuda clutch and tapped her out in less than 4 minutes. Literally, nothing happened in this match. The highlight was Nia Jax yelling at Byron on commentary. Shut up, Byron. Byron, just shut up. Like, that was the highlight. When I say this was a lame duck show, and in a match between Shayna Baszler and Mandy Rose, the highlight was Nia telling Byron to shut up on commentary. Yeah, that's telling. After the match, Nia and Shayna were arguing again. Dana Brooke then jumped off the apron and dropkicked Nia Jax into Baszler and into the post. Her and Mandy then ran away before the heels, I guess you can call them, could do anything. It was like, oh boy, we knocked him down. Oh crap, now we got to run away. Now we got to run away because they're going to hurt us if we don't. So after the break, Charlie Caruso asked Jackson Baszler about them not getting along. Jackson Baszler said they've never gotten along. And that didn't stop them from previously winning the tag titles, did it? No. Baszler then said, now it's time for their rematch, and they want to go for the tag titles yet again. Sarah Schreiber then immediately interviews Charlotte Flair. She asked her about Lacey Evans and her father, Ric Flair. Charlotte knew that Evans was just using her dad to get to her. Charlotte's been learning from the dirtiest player in the game her entire life. She just never chose to go down that path. Maybe now was the time to do it, though, because one person can only take so much trash. She said, Evans could wear my father's robe, but she will never take my crown. And then in a recap of the closing segment of last week's SmackDown with Adam Pearce, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and Kevin Owens, where we did learn that Adam Pearce will not be facing Roman at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Kevin Owens will, with the Universal title on the line, in a last man standing match. Then we get Adam Pearce on Raw. Ricochet thanked Pearce for an opportunity tonight against AJ Styles to prove that he belongs in the Royal Rumble. So another guy that has to earn his way in, even though we've seen others like The Miz and Cesaro just say, I'm in. I mean, even tonight, Jeff Hardy just said, I'm in. Alexa said, I'm in. Peyton Royce said, I'm in. But Drew Galloway last week had to earn his way in and failed at it. Now tonight, Ricochet had to earn his way in, spoiler alert, and failed at it. Had a great match. But no Ricochet in the Rumble? That's a dumb decision. If this is upheld and there's no Ricochet in the Royal Rumble, Ricochet is a Rumble-made athlete, just like Kofi Kingston. He is made for unexpected, cool Rumble spots. So, Styles and Omos would join this segment backstage in Gorilla. Styles couldn't believe that Adam Pearce just walked away from a shot at the WWE Championship. He said it's better to fight and lose than not fight at all. Basically, he said something along those lines. Styles said that Ricochet would lose tonight, but at least he'd have dignity in trying. Ricochet made comparisons to Drew Barrymore in 50 First Dates. This then led to Ricochet saying that he would win tonight and prove that he belongs in the Royal Rumble. He goes and does his entrance. AJ then basically tells Adam Pearce something along the lines of, don't get on my bad side, I've got almost. So we had a 13-minute match here between AJ Styles and Ricochet, and this match was amazing. Say it again, this match was amazing. I said Randy Orton's promo at the beginning was the best thing on the show. Now that I'm thinking about it, no. This was the best thing on the show, this match here. Especially the finish. Oh, fuck. So Ricochet was all over Styles until he attempted a dive and landed in the arms of Omos early on. The referee demanded that Omos drop him and put him down right now. So Omos said, okay, and just dropped him. And Ricochet, boom, splatted right down on the floor. That looked like it kind of hurt, the way he had to take that bump. Styles was in control after a commercial break, but Ricochet quickly came back with a DDT. Ricochet did a backflip into a German suplex for a 2. He tried a springboard move, but Styles knocked him down and hit a brainbuster for a 2. He followed this up with a Ushigoroshi for another 2. Styles went for the phenomenal forearm, but Ricochet countered into a recoil for a near fall of his own. Ricochet then came back off the top rope, but Styles caught him. So the way I wrote it doesn't do this justice. So Ricochet's on the top rope, and he gets ready to jump off. AJ grabs him in a suplex position and does the move where, like, you grab the guy in a suplex, you pick him up, and you drape him over the top rope. Well, because it's Ricochet and this guy can flip around like no other. He drapes him on the top rope, but Ricochet bounces off the top rope, comes back up at AJ, and AJ just perfectly grabs him in for the freaking Styles Clash. Right down, Styles Clash, pins him 1, 2, 3. Great match, fantastic finish. If you didn't see it, you need to go find the GIF. I'm going to retweet it right now because I know WWE put the GIF out. I'm going to retweet this one. Go to our Twitter at PW Unlimited and just check this out because this is amazing. It's about 13 seconds long. I'll put the link to our Twitter in there. I'll just put the link to the actual tweet in the live chat so you guys can go check this out. If it'll go. Because this, whoops, that's wrong. Give me 1 second, guys. Like I said, if you didn't see this maneuver and you're just coming in here because you go, oh, I missed Raw and I don't really care, you need to go check this spot out. There you go. It's in the live chat. Next up, we have the dirt sheet. Miz and Morrison would introduce Goldberg, but instead, out would come Gilberg. Yes, not a Bill Goldberg. But none other than Dwayne Gilberg. Yeah. Gilberg. Not Goldberg. Gilberg. So Gilberg comes out. He does the whole fake Goldberg entrance and all that like he's always ever done. He gets into the ring. He said he would bash his own head against the wall, something like that. And McIntyre's music hits. And commentary goes, oh my God, Drew McIntyre, he's not supposed to be. He can't be here. Oh, it's that guy. And it's a guy in a wig with long hair. It's actor David Krumholtz, I think his name is. Comes out. He's an out-of-shape guy with a wig and a small sword. Tried to cut a promo, but Morrison wanted to do the Scottish accent instead. Miz and Morrison argued over whether or not this segment was a bad idea. They decided to focus and said neither McIntyre nor Goldberg would win because Miz was Mr. Money in the Bank. That is next. That he would be next. So he's stating that he's going to cash in at the Royal Rumble. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but that's what he's trying to state. I thought this was bad, just really bad. But next up, we had the Hurt Business, United States Champion Bobby Lashley with the Raw Tag Team Champions Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. MVP was in their corner, taking on the team of Riddle and the Lucha House Party, Lince Dorado, and Gran Metalik. This match went about 12 and a half minutes. So the announcers wondered if MVP got the Hurt Business on the same page after issues they've been having with Gran Metalik, or with Cedric Alexander. As soon as the match started, Alexander was showing off and trying to do his own stuff. When he got in some trouble, tried to tag out, but Benjamin and Lashley ignored him. Lince Dorado hit a springboard moonsault for a near fall, so Benjamin finally tagged himself in. They worked over Dorado, but Benjamin and Alexander continued to argue. Dorado hit a handspring stunner, but that really didn't lead to much. Alexander got up first and dragged Dorado to their corner. Alexander tagged Benjamin and immediately began yelling at him, like, I'm over this. I'm over this. They're a great team, but I'm over this. Also, might have to ban some people in this Twitch chat if you keep talking like that. Just letting you guys know. Anyways. Where was I? Alexander tagged him Benjamin, and they immediately started arguing. Benjamin would then shove Alexander, and he fell out of the ring. MVP got in Alexander's face as we went to a break. They continued arguing after the break as they continued beating up Dorado until he finally was finally able to hit a crossbody on Alexander. Riddle made the hot tag here and hit Benjamin with the final flash knee for a 2. Riddle then missed a floating bro, so Grand Metalik tagged in and hit Benjamin. Went after Benjamin, and Benjamin fought him off. Alexander tagged himself in yet again and hit a brainbuster before yelling at Benjamin. Lashley, who had just had enough, tagged himself in and knocked Riddle off the apron, speared Metalik, and applied the Hurt Lock on him to pick up the victory. Basically, Bobby Lashley just goes, fuck you guys and you're arguing. Tag me in. Boom, boom, boom. Won the match. I'm over this bullshit. That's basically what he did. Joey Resto says, I think Matt Riddle resigned. What do you mean resigned? You mean re-signed? Because you wrote resigned. But yes, the rumor is that Matt Riddle has signed a new 3-year deal, I believe. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 5. I believe it's a new 3-year deal. His current deal wasn't up till August, though. So, where was I? After the match, Hurt Business continued to argue. Riddle then kicked Lashley and ran away. Again, baby faces knocking down the heels and then running away from them. Not even trying to stand there and fight with them. Well, Elias and Jackson Ryker spoke about their miscommunication last week. Ryker apologized and said he would teach Jeff Hardy a lesson. Before leaving the locker room, Ryker wanted Elias to clarify what their plan is one more time, and Elias was annoyed. But they got a promo from Drew McIntyre, WWE Champion, from his home. He said he got a laugh in with that dirt sheet segment in the fake Drew McIntyre earlier on in the night. McIntyre then let Miz and Morrison know, I'm going to see you soon. McIntyre said he respected Goldberg. McIntyre then warned Goldberg that he'd be willing to do anything to keep his title. He said, you can check his title defense record. He never misses, except that one time he lost the title to Randy Orton. Anyways, McIntyre told Goldberg that he needs to be at his best, or else he's going to eat him alive in less than 2 minutes. McIntyre then announced that I'm back, and I'll be back next Monday on Raw. So, with that, WWE did officially announce that next week on Monday Night Raw, both Bill Goldberg and Drew McIntyre will be on the show. So they're hoping that Drew gets that negative test. I don't know if maybe he's already gotten a negative test, but I don't think he can get tested yet because he's got to finish his 14-day quarantine. So they're hoping that Drew is cleared and ready to go by next Monday for Raw. Next up, we had Jeff Hardy versus Jackson Ryker in a 3-minute match. Also, thank you. I'm probably going to butcher this name. Saya WWE for the $2 donation on Twitter. Really do appreciate that. The super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you. But anyways, this match starts and Hardy went to the top, but Elias pushed him off. The ref called. So that's not the actual start of the match, but nothing happened in this 3-minute match between Jeff Hardy and Jackson Ryker. Like fucking nothing. Basically, Jeff tried to go to the top for the Swanton after he knocked down Ryker, and Elias shoves him off. So after the match, Ryker goes, what the hell was that? You said you wouldn't get involved. Why'd you do that? And Elias goes, no one kicks out of a Swanton. I was just trying to save you. I was like, what? Hardy then attacks Ryker from behind, but Ryker caught him and knocked him down with a swinging side slam. Okay. Next up, Alexa Bliss was skipping through backstage, making her way out to the ring, as the main event was Alexa Bliss against Asuka in an 11.5-minute match. Let me clarify something here. So, Chase Douglas says they changed his name from Matt Riddle to Riddle, which made no sense because Matt Riddle is his real name. Well, you want to know Vince's reasoning on that? Vince McMahon felt that with the speak out allegations brought up on Matt Riddle, he didn't want people to Google search the name Matt Riddle while watching Raw or SmackDown or any WWE programming and have that come up. That's what he thought. So he thought just changing the name to Riddle would be better. So that way when people search just Riddle, they're only going to get his WWE stuff and nothing along the lines of the allegations. Yeah, makes no sense, but that was Vince's reasoning for it. And Riddle came out with a statement and said, hey, everyone online is upset they changed my name from Matt Riddle to Riddle. Everyone's always just called me Riddle anyway. So he literally said, everyone's always just referred to me as Riddle anyways, so it makes no difference to me. Anyways. We had this match with Alexa Bliss and Asuka. One of the announcers said that this could be a preview of our WrestleMania main event. And I go, doubt it. So Asuka was in control until Bliss dodged a baseball slide and slipped back into the ring. Phillips said this was meant to mess with Asuka's mind. I think she was trying to not get drop kicked, not mess with her mind, Tom Phillips. Then the lights began to go out. You hear the we go to commercial break. We come back from commercial break, and the camera's directly in the face of Alexa Bliss. And she's changed her hair, put on black lipstick, and changed her shirt to a Bliss Cross applesauce shirt under her overalls. So Asuka's back in the ring here, and Asuka's kind of confused on what's going on. Asuka took a moment to address the situation before attacking Bliss. Bliss easily countered the attack before knocking her down with a shoulder tackle. Asuka nailed a knee strike, but came to a running stop when Bliss leaned backwards in the corner like Bray Wyatt does with the spider crawl. One of the announcers yelled, "Oh, God!" And Bliss tried a mandible claw for about a good 60 to 90 seconds, and Asuka fought her off. Bliss would then just punch Asuka so hard that it knocked her out, but didn't knock her out enough. She only got a 2 off of it. Bliss would then slow down the pace. Asuka eventually nailed 2 kicks to the head and a back fist. Bliss abruptly then caught her. Asuka's going for her moves. Kick, punch, kick, back fist. All of a sudden, Alexa grabs her. Hits her with a Sister Abigail that may have looked better than any Bray Wyatt Sister Abigail ever did. She pinned the Raw Women's Champion, 1, 2, 3, in the middle of the ring. Yes, Alexa Bliss pinned the Raw Women's Champion. Alexa got to her feet, stared right back into the camera, and all of a sudden, it went, and it cut back to the Bliss from earlier in the match with the pink T-shirt and the piggy tails, nope, black lipstick. All of a sudden, Alexa goes, "Let me in." But it was the Fiend's voice as the show went off the air. Interesting, but not interesting enough to keep me like, oh crap, what the hell was that? I need to see next week. I don't think it was interesting enough to entice people to be like, oh my God, I gotta see where this goes next. Alexa Bliss and Asuka? What? Now, if Alexa hadn't said earlier in the day or night that I'm in the Rumble, then I could see this leading to Asuka, Alexa for the title of the Rumble, but Alexa already said I'm in the Royal Rumble, so I don't know. But with that, I want to hear what you guys thought of tonight's Monday Night Raw. Remember, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. That number right there, bottom of the screen, also in the live chat. Again, that's 510-906-1341. See what you guys texted in. First says, is Randy Orton going to be using the mask for the foreseeable future as a way of the Fiend changing him? Possibly. Because Randy said that he doesn't think people are ready to see what his face now looks like. So I assume that at least till the Rumble, or at least in the Rumble match, he's going to wear the mask. I don't know if he's going to wrestle at all before the Rumble, but he said he's in the Rumble. He said he can tolerate the pain, and as long as he can tolerate the pain, then he's cleared to go. So With that, verbiage and the way he said it, I'm assuming he's going to wear that mask until the burns heal up. And I doubt they're going to be healed by the Rumble, since he said he's going to be able to tolerate the pain in the Rumble. And this final text message here does state, speaking of locations for Mania, do you think the Cleveland Browns Stadium could host a WrestleMania, as I believe they never have before? I have no clue. I've never heard of Cleveland ever coming up for a WrestleMania. I know that they're interested in Las Vegas and Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play. But as far as Cleveland or any other city goes, absolutely no clue. Haven't heard any other things. All I heard, other than, Raymond James in Tampa, AT&T in Dallas, and SoFi in Southern California. Only other thing I heard was Vegas. So honestly, don't know. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. We'll be live again on Wednesday night talking about AEW Dynamite and WWE NXT. Remember to follow us on social media, Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as I've stated already. Follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here tonight. Have a great, great night, and we'll see you next time.